Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast.
And we get the back view of him. And I mean, it's just a mega.
52 yards is a long shot. Magnum PI, what we named him. No idea.
Just a magnum.
Yeah, just a magnum.
Come on cam last year. We said probably 150, mid 150.
Yeah.
Same doe from the morning come out with that 9-pointer.
Here steps out this 90-inch 8-pointer. You're like,
I'm like, okay, well, there's still a buck back there grunting.
Yeah.
And then out steps like another 90-inch 8-pointer. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm like, deer, right there.
Yeah, like
and he's already
yards.
30 yards.
Yeah.
He was literally 5 yards from the base of the tree. Could have been, had a buck down at 1:40 in the afternoon, back there deep on public. 3 does come out pretty early. It was like 245, 24-yard shot, sent to combat veteran, and I tell you what, man, dude, it just smoked. We always get so jacked up when the other person kills. It's just almost like we got it done.
Yeah. And when you killed that doe, I was like, hell yeah, man.
And we come down here to Missouri.
I asked Comey one more time. I'm like, is it a good buck? And he goes, yeah, real good, solid buck. I'm like, all right, boom. And the deer just drops. Sure. Super special to me.
Whitetail Legacy Podcast, bringing you back to the hunt and leaving a legacy. Baller Rut.
Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast, coming in your ear holes, and we're coming from way out west this week. We're actually absolutely yelling at the guys in the Midwest to reach you guys, but we have the Mountain Archery Fest on, and we're talking to Brandon. He is the creator. Guy has created an absolute awesome event. Lot of stuff going on. Man, we'll leave it at that. He explains it really good, where you guys can find more information. Something that we wish we could do, but if like in this episode we talk about if a guy's going to go out there and hunt, this is like an absolute dream come true to get some real time action out there.
Yeah. I mean, we can do it. It's just the logistics of us getting out there is the issue. What else is new?
Yeah, what else is new?
Nothing.
If we didn't have 5 kids combined, 2 wives, we could probably make it happen.
Yeah,
but,
we could be out there in June for sure.
Yeah. But the 26-hour drive would be a little rough. But they are talking about coming up to Minnesota, which wouldn't be too bad. We could definitely make that happen.
Yep.
Get Logan together, get the Last Breath guys together, rip up there, and
possibly
and
a location in Tennessee or Kentucky.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be bad either. Yeah.
No.
We've ripped down to Tennessee a couple of times. So, but we're getting to the people that make this possible. We'll get into the show. Let's start off with Exodus. If you guys don't know, the render is on Amazon. We both got one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to have 2 more of those ready to rip this year. Gonna have hella mobile cams. No, not messing around.
No.
You get to a point where you're like, okay, I got 3 kids. I got a little bit extra money. What is the one thing that I'm always struggling with? And it's time. You're always thinking about, I ain't got time. And I was, like I said, we were going through our steps and I was looking and I can point on my phone every weekend that we went and pulled cams because it's like 15,000 steps, 12,000 steps, 9,000, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So having 2 more mobiles in those spots that you want to check is going to save you. Every mobile is like 30 minutes of time in my book. You know, by the time you go out there, drive there, pull the card, come back, you look through the card, you're looking at the card where you got 5 minutes at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know exactly what's going on. So you're saving 30 minutes to an hour with every mobile cam that you purchase. And that's every time you check a cam. So if you add that up over the duration of a year, say you pull a cam 6-8 times a year, that's 12 hours with 2 of those cams that we saved us on the minimum. So I was thinking about that today. I'm like, man, you just save so much time. They cost a little bit more, but the value is there just because that 12 hours that you would have spent going and getting that card or looking at it when you got home, you can put that on, you know, spending time with your kids or shooting your bow or prepping this. Because that's one thing that that's our biggest challenge, just like going to an event like Mountain Fest. It's just the time to do it,
Mm-hmm.
So getting an extra mobile cam in your arsenal. We love Exodus, whether it's Exodus or, any other brand. If you can do that, it's going to help you out so much. And if you guys need any help setting them up, learning about them, don't be afraid to message us. We get some mobile cam questions quite a bit because people know that we just love running cams. Don't be afraid to message us. We don't know everything, but we've tried enough stuff that we kind of got an idea of what we're doing and can help you out, kind of point you in a direction if you never had a mobile cam. But I would highly suggest, and getting them off Amazon is super nice, especially if you need one in a pinch, because I got mine in like 3 days with Amazon Prime. So you need one like, I need to get a cam in there right now. It's getting hot and I want a mobile. Boom. You don't even got to leave your house and you get it in 3 days.
I would say it's during the rut and you're hunting every day. You don't want to go to the store and waste, because like we'd have to go damn near an hour. Yeah.
And get one. We'd just be like, we'll just order right offline. Have it 3 days and boom, we're ready to rip. So, all right, that's to get off the tangent of the mobile cam. But anytime we talk about cams on this podcast, it's like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
We love cams. We love them. All right, you have last breath this week.
Yeah, we have wrapped up turkey season, and Garrett was able to guide 2 extra turkey kills. And then here this past weekend, Garrett and Grant guided for our guy, Alan Yates. He come down here and got his first turkey, so congrats to Alan. And it was also a pretty cool hunt there because Grant also killed at the same time, so him and Alan doubled. And
shout out to Grant and Garrett. Those guys just absolutely smashed turkeys.
turkeys.
They smashed deer too, but man, they absolutely crushed turkeys. Our turkey recap is you cannot get, if we did not worry about footage, we could have killed 2 turkeys.
Yes.
But with no kill shot. So the camera saved 3 turkeys' lives.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, 100. Camera saved 3 turkeys' lives this year. So that's just you got to pick a side.
Yeah.
Are you going to smash or are you going to get it on film? And with turkeys, for me, I want it to be crispy, So I could have smashed 30 seconds out of the roost, but just
not even, bro.
Yeah.
Not
Dude
even.
Flies down, boom, we were right there,
It was on the ground for 5 seconds, could have been dead.
I've never had a turkey fly past me.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Sucker looked like a pheasant out there, 300 yards shot.
Just straight, didn't flap
right
at all.
them.
Just literally jumped off the limb and just started gliding. I was like, okay. I seen him midair. I was just going right by. I was like,
homie's
damn
on this side. Nice, flat, open creek bottom for him to land in. Primo spot. Homie's over here. Bird flies past us into thick-ass bushes right over here. And I was like, I got him. There's no way for homie to get on him. So
I'm like, well, I'll just film
try to
Cody's
wait
head.
for it to happen. You try to wait for it to happen, and then boop, 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 just keeps going away and away and away. You're like, oh yeah. And then
I called a turkey out of the timber up to the most primo fence you ever seen out in the timber ever. And then he went back in the timber, goblin again, called him back out. He hammers 50 yards down the tree line before he comes out to the field. And we're looking, obviously, right there because we know he's right there. Never see him. Next thing we know, just a head running back in the timber over this hillside in the field. So, and that was after second season when we had a bird at 12 yards that was behind Jesse, out in the middle of the field from the decoys.
Yeah.
So it's...
But homie has this turkey where he can kill him.
Yeah.
He sees his head, but there's a giant bush, and I don't have him because you would have had to shoot just the head is all you could see.
Yeah, damn near through the bush.
Yeah, and it was close enough, like 10 yards. You could have dropped him, but you get in that situation like the film was worth it,
like,
so you got to wait.
He's just going to come right out here in the field. He made it, 80 yards out of the timber. He's just going to pop out here in the field. And then little did we know that fence was there. And then he circled back around and come out where the fence was down. So
yeah,
got that in the bank.
We are the close call masters.
Yes,
we have determined that.
We'll
we were
get
sitting
your
out
blood
there,
pumping.
and I was like, we always say that we're trash on this podcast at hunting, but we are always in the dice. We just have absolute terrible luck. Just the worst luck ever. We're just like that guy with the dollar on the fishing line. That's every animal that we're hunting. Oh, almost got me. Almost got me. You have to try harder than that.
Yeah.
We're just right there.
We just need that one little break to fall our way, and we would be like looking like a rock star.
Yeah.
But,
just bad luck. But
all right, back to Last Breath TV.
Yeah.
Which all that was pretty much associated with that. Launch party, July 23rd in Davenport, and we're going to have an after party. You guys are going to be enjoying the free beer and the free gear during the show, and let me tell you, when the show is over, you're going to feel sad because you're going to be like, damn, this is the end of the night. You're going to be like, I don't want it to end. So there's good news. We're going to keep partying, and not sure exactly where we're at yet, but we're going to let everybody know that wants to go, and you're going to be able to come out, hang out with us, and just talk to us and hang out. If you want to talk about podcasting or hunting or the videos or Last Breath or talk to Grant and Garrett how they reap turkeys or whatever you want to talk about, man, that's what we're there for. We do this for you guys to come out and enjoy the night and, just show you guys that we are normal guys with wives, kids, 50, 60-hour-a-week jobs, and we just have an undesirable passion for hunting.
Yeah, it's an absolute blast. Like you said, at the end of the night, everybody's like, and then we're like, it ain't over. We're going down the street. Let's go. And some people don't get down on that, which, that's awesome. Come enjoy the night, have a good time, try to get some free gear, go home. But anybody that wants to, go out and
tear it up.
It's crazy when people want to they message us and they want to meet us one-on-one, and we're like, dude, when you meet us, you're going to be disappointed.
I hope you didn't drive
far. Absolutely nobody. But it's really awesome when you meet a guy and you can tell him thank you for listening to the show, like in person, which we try to do as much as possible. Mm-hmm. So, all right, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, let's get into the show. All right, guys, we got Brandon on tonight from the Mountain Archery Fest. How you doing tonight, Brandon?
I'm doing fantastic, gentlemen. How are you guys?
We're doing good. We appreciate you coming on. I know that you're traveling down the road, and you said that'd be perfect. You could take a little pit stop and podcast for a while and take a break from the road. So we appreciate you coming on.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm sitting in the world's largest truck stop, the Iowa 80 truck stop in Walcott, Iowa. I'm on my way to Chicago, and what a cool place to hang out. I don't know if you guys have ever been here, but it's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I've been there a bunch of times. Where I'm always working
we're on video.
Around there.
We're on video, right? Here, check this out. Here, so there's one semi in here, decked out, all painted trailer. I mean, there's just about everything you could put on a semi, lights, chrome. I mean, you name it. They used to have another semi over there that was called I think it was called the Corn Husker. I think it was probably about $350,000 semi sitting there. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But well, you're coming on to talk about the Mountain Archery Fest. But before we do that, just give the listeners a short introduction of who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Brandon Waddell. I live in southwest Colorado in a little town called Hesperus at about 7,800 feet. I own a local water hauling company. We haul bulk potable water to people around the county. Me and my wife both own that. And but here recently, last few years, we've been venturing out. I've taken a lot of things I've learned from a lot of different things I've done in my life, and now I'm figured out how to encompass it all into my passion of archery. And so we're on this third year adventure of Mountain Archery Fest. And right now we're still kind of stuck in the West. We had hoped to branch more into the Midwest and towards the East this year, but last year kind of got squashed a little thanks to that crazy little bug. And we're in the process of just continuing to roll that up and get that going. But, I'm just a bow hunter at heart, happily married for 16 years. I have 9 children. ages 30 down to 14. Mine, yours, ours, and theirs. Most of us hunt. Not all of us hunt. Not all of us eat wild game. I do, but some of my family doesn't. But I can tell you that we're just American heartland, God-fearing workers down at, I'm just an American trucker doing my thing, and but trying to grow myself into the archery passion and build something that can be really awesome for families that are like mine.
I really love hearing those stories of, somebody who has a really big passion for one thing. And you just hear a lot of guys talking about doing stuff, or, they have this idea, but they never take any action. So props to you for actually taking some action and getting it turned into hopefully what you thought it would be from the get-go.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, we're still getting there. I mean, we're still on the ground floor. I'm happy to say that we've had some great successful events over the last 2 years, and we have a third year coming that's going to be great. But I'll tell you, man, I'm a doer. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a founder. I'm a creator, and just a hard ass worker. And I just couldn't think of anything better to put all of my positive traits into than this Mountain Archery Fest, which I want to create the most complete 3D archery event for families that I can make. And so, we're working on it, and with your help and letting people know what we're doing and other things, we're working that out and we're keeping things going forward and we're excited.
Yeah, we love 3D. We go to a couple a year, and it's always fun. It's we're always giving each other a hard time. It's not like you're hunting, so you're not real serious. And at the beginning, everybody's like trying to get warmed up. Then everybody's calling shots halfway through. We're just having a good time. And I could see this being, with what you guys got set up out there, it's a much more entertaining than what we're used to shooting. You know what I mean? But go into a little bit about the Mountain Archery Fest, and then we'll get into the Pope and Young course. But just kind of give an overview of the Mountain Archery Fest.
Well, Mountain Archery Fest is designed for every skill level, every discipline, and every age of archery. So from the ground up, from the practice course to the kids course to the beginner course, all the way up, we're to the ultimate hunter course. We're always keeping in mind the fact that we want people to grow. So we want them to challenge themselves, but we want to build confidence, and we also want them to allow themselves plenty of room to progress in the sport. It's not always just about hunting for me at the archery. A lot of archery for me, my family, my children, has been a lot about the discipline and the focus and the things that we can do. And so that's fantastic. So, we really enjoy that. And so we just wanted to kind of encompass that and deliver it. And so we think that everywhere from vendor village all the way up to the things we do for the kids' t-shirts. And we're a big event, but we really hyper focus on the family and the kids, but also all the way up to that guy that likes to go with his buddies and go out and razz each other and call shots and have side bets. And you can imagine the stuff I hear that comes off the mountain. It's some of the stuff that it's crazy. And we have a competition on one day, which can get a little serious, but the rest of the mountain and all the courses are for fun and to just come and have a great time. And but we do an Eastman's film night on Saturday night, which is amazing, and we show a lot of reality, and a lot of failure, a lot of success, because we really want people to really just like we were talking about earlier, understand how much hunting is this roller coaster, right? And so through Eastman's, we do a lot of that. We have a great mule deer migration film that night, which is fantastic, has some stuff in it that Eastman's in Wyoming Game and Fish is able to document, and it's fantastic. The stuff that they're doing and they've learned about muleys is really cool. And then, we have Second Chance Outdoors. We have a nonprofit it's the heartbeat of America, right? And that's where I'm sitting right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the heartbeat of America, and we want frontline workers, smoke jumpers, hardcore men and women that that do the real deal stuff. We've got great discount codes for them. We want them to come and do stuff. So Second Chance Outdoors, that's what they do. And so we brought them in for the second year as a nonprofit, and they've got a cornhole tournament on Saturday afternoon, and that is a blast. I mean, you go up, you can almost shoot 2 courses if you get an early start time. You know, if you register early and get an early start time, you can shoot 2 courses, come down, cornhole and beer, raising money for people, heartbeat workers to get out and then go to the film night. I mean, it's an epic day of archery. But, you know, working our way to Friday is our Pope and Young day for the most part. I mean, it's just turned into that. We have the Pope and Young Pint Night, which is an awesome afternoon, becoming a Pope and Young member, really cheap, few free beers, bunch of swag. I mean, you get more stuff back than you give them money for your first year membership. And they're totally, if you're an archer, I mean, look, if you're an archer, this is a call. If you're an archer, you should be a member of Pope and Young. You should be a member of your state organization. And you should be a member of your local organization. Hands down, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's where it should start. And from there, you can work up into your big organizations and Rocky Mountain Elk and QDMA and all these bigger national things, right? But you really should support your archery hardcore. So, sorry, little squirrel, little tangent. I'm a hardcore archery guy. Yeah. But then after the pint night, then we have the Pope and Young 3-course wild game dinner. So we get to see a little bit deeper into Pope and Young with that. We get an amazing dinner, a great speaker, some great things going on there. And it's just a great night of camaraderie with some fellow-minded people. So that's a good time. And that relationship for me with Pope and Young is a core element to my passion of archery, which leads us to the Pope and Young course. The Pope and Young course is something I created. It's the 29 North American World Records Slam, right? So I have the 29 antlers, horns, the whole course, the world records. I replicated all those horns and antlers with the world records. I have engineered a way to put these heavy antlers and real size monster things on these foam targets. And I use a Kirsch hunting target, which is sold out of Wisconsin. You guys should look him up. Hands down the best target in the U.S. I promise you that right now. Better than Reinhardt, better than any of them. So we found a way to put these all in there, get them set up. We have these awesome storyboards to where you can, this is an educational course for you to take your family on. It's a beginner course. All the shots are less than 60 yards. So you can get up and close to these animals. You can grip and grin them. You can see what a mature animal looks like. And the storyboards are educational for the animals. We want you to know more about the animal. We want you to know more where they exist and how they're doing and everything that's happening with them, so that you can understand the species and you can get to know them, so that you can just come to appreciate what this mature animal looks like, right? So I and that's the crazy part is that I'm going to tell you right now, I'll try to send you guys a link so you guys a picture of the whitetail. There are plenty of whitetails out there. And this is a typical course, okay? I don't have any velvet or any non-typicals on it, okay? So it's just a straight typical 29. But there's plenty of whitetails out there that I'm sure your listeners have that are bigger, that they just didn't want to put in the book or didn't want to put in Pope and Young because they may not know Pope and Young the way they need to know Pope and Young. So, and who they really are. The Pope and Young message got a little blurry for a while. And so there's a big generation gap in Pope and Young. And I feel that what we do and who we are bridges that gap. From Pope and Young to your commonplace blue collar worker and your family, to understand and realize what they are, who they are, and what they do for archery on a national level. And so, this is just a cool way to educate people. It's a one and only course. No one has ever done this. No one has ever put this together. I'm the only one that's ever done it. And I want people to see it. I want people to come shoot it. I want them to come know it and learn these animals and come see it. It's nothing like you've ever experienced before. I mean, shooting an elk that's only 37 yards away, a Rocky Mountain elk that is, 400 inches of elk antler. And then you get to walk up and pull your arrow out of it. Is just, and I tell you, these antlers, they're made by a company called Antlers by Klaus in Wisconsin. These things are so real, they'll blow your mind. I mean, they're amazing. There's hair that makes it through the process that sticks off of these. I mean, it's resin, but it looks like a hair. They're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's a long-winded answer for what MAF is and the Pope and Young course. But that pretty much embodies who we are. We're a family-ran organization. My mom helps do all the cooking and take care of us. My wife does merch. My oldest does registration. Some of my kids work on the mountain. Some of them work in novelty. One of them's my camp host. It's a ton of fun, gentlemen, what we do and what we're getting to experience, and the smiles that I get to put on people's faces and the looks on their kids, and even some of the old men and women that come off shooting their trad bows and they're so stoked. You know, it's just super cool to see. And that's MAF.
That's badass, man. The Pope and Young course has to be incredible. Just to be, like you said, to see it, because I don't even know all the record Pope and Youngs, you know, just be able to go through every one of them and learn a little bit, look at the animal and be like, damn, that thing's giant, you know, just to have some respect for the, you know, the legends out there that are in the book.
Right.
We got the Mel Johnson buck by us. And every time I go into Bass Pro, they got it. And I go in there and I'm like, man, that thing is giant, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just cool to be able to see it, you know, all the time. So
it's a cool course. I don't know anybody that shot it that didn't love it. I mean, whether you're an awesome archer or whether you're a beginner or a trad shooter, it don't matter. It's an awesome course to go shoot. It's just fun, you know, and you know, and then from the Pope and Young course, we go up to the Eastman's course, you know, which is an intermediate course. So, you know, as you move up in the courses, all you're really experiencing is a little bit less predictable backdrops, a little bit more stuff possibly around you in your way, targets opening up or closing, you know, quartering to, quartering away, distances begin to open up a little bit more. So, but, you know, when you get to the cryptic course, that gets a little bit more challenging for sure. But then our base map course, which is our ultimate hunter course, is pretty awesome because that's a really realistic hunter scenario all the way through, because you have to use the base map app, which is like Onyx, in order to navigate through the 3D course down the mountain. So I don't flag it. So you have to use your phone, and you got to find your pin, and then you got to find your target. And so, you know, that course will have a lot more realistic hunting shots, you know, harder camouflage, possibly a little bit more challenging terrain for you to stand on, you know, slopage or different angles. I mean, your third axis has got to be on. And you know, and that's pretty cool because that means you get 25 hunting scenarios going down the hill where you have to use your phone and you got to use all your equipment. You've got to get everything out. You got to make sure it all, you know. And so I tell people when they do that one, come in the camo you're going to hunt with. Come with really come in the whole gear setup to shoot that one, because then you'll know everything clears, everything's good, everything works right. Your boots are awesome. You're you know, some of our events are at 10,000 feet. So, and some of these aren't great footing. So like, you got to have great boots. You got to have a good pack. You got to be prepared some. I mean, I'm not sending you, you know, on a 10-mile journey here, but at the same time, you got to come prepared. So it's kind of fun, you know, to get people out in that course and get them challenged, you know?
Yeah.
Get them
I'd have to bring
ready.
Arrows.
Well, they say that,
you get me on
know,
a mountain, I'd be like, all right, whoa. How many shots do we get?
Yeah,
how many mulligans we get per round? I'm going to need like 10.
Well, the problem is that you don't want to send that many at some of those targets you can retrieve your arrows, but a lot of them, if you miss, it's over. That arrow's gonzo.
See ya.
Either it's airmail or it's hit a rock or, I mean, it's like as I get a little bit higher in those courses, I get a little bit, well, my kids say that every now and they'll say, that's an evil shot. And I'm like, evil? Wow, that's harsh. So this year I have a PSC Evo Evil that I just built a couple weeks ago. And I said, you're right, it's an evil shot. I can make it. So, I tell you, man, I mean, it's every mountain's a little bit different as well. Each one has a little bit different characteristics, and that's what I like about all the different things like that, because, each one, even if you lived in the West, you'd still want to come participate at, at one or two or three or all of them, really. I mean, I got one family, they're on Instagram. It's Epic Archery Unleashed. They are the first family ever to sign up for every event I have. I mean, this family is amazing. And, I'll just leave it at that. You can go follow them for what they're worth. They're an amazing family and they could use all the support you can give them. And because they've given me a ton and it's awesome. So Purgatory is a nice little spot there nestled in Southwest Colorado. You get to stare at what is called the Weminuche Mountains, which if you know anything about Alaska, the Weminuche Mountains are kind of compared to Alaska wilderness. A lot of people think so. There's mountain goats there, different things, kind of same terrain, steep, man. Shoot a ram there and watch it fall 2,000 feet. So, that, not that the shoot's like that, but you get to look over at the mountain range that kind of begins that. It's just absolutely picturesque. Awesome. And then Eagle Point, our second one, that's the one that's about 10,000 feet. Most everything starts at about 10,000. I do have one course there that'll probably go 3.5, 4 miles. Last year I got a little long at 5 miles. I got a little too creative. And so I'll shorten that one up. But that's a really good one to come check out how you're doing physically. Because if you're not ready, that one right there, I'll tell you real quick.
So
doubt.
You went over 2 areas. What's every area that you have lined up for this year, so our listeners will know, where they can catch one of these?
Yeah. So let's see, June 11th through the 13th, we're in Durango, Colorado at Purgatory Resort. And then a couple weeks later, June 26th through the 28th, 27th to 29th. Sorry, guys, I'm already working on 22's calendar today. The 2 weeks later, the end of June, last weekend of June, we're at Eagle Point, Colorado, just outside of Beaver. And then July 9th through the 11th, we're at Lookout Pass, which is right on the border of Lookout or Idaho and Montana, near Mullen, Idaho. And then our last event will be July 25th through the 28th at Snow Basin Resort, just outside of Huntsville, which is really just outside of Ogden and Salt Lake. So those are our 4 that we have, our 4 big MAF events we have this year. And then we'll have some mini MAFs that we'll be sprinkling in around those areas throughout the fall and next spring, leading into those big areas. But so that's our 4 right there.
Nice, man. It sounds like it's not only a shoot, it's a multi-day shoot, but it sounds like you guys got so much going on. You got a film festival, you got a meal, you're giving out as much knowledge as you can. It's all for the family. You need to do it about like 5-6 more years for sure, so I can have an excuse to take my two youngest boys out there. They're too little to take right now. I'd have to leave them on the top of that mountain.
No, you just have to take them on the easy courses, and then and that'd be fun. You'd enjoy that with them.
Yeah,
you'd have a great time doing that. But we're going to be working our way out this way. I mean, it's pretty cool watching this whole thing kind of do what it's doing. I'm really lucky. I have an amazing crew around me, my board and my volunteers, my family. I tell you, I'm nothing without them. I can tell you that. And that's a cool thing too. You can, you can volunteer to work our events. I mean, you can volunteer to do setup, volunteer a machine for setup. Your wife can work in registration while you shoot. Hello.
Perfect.
I haven't quite figured out what to do with like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I was thinking about it earlier that I should say, yeah, everybody can volunteer. We'll even take your kids. We'll put them. I just don't know where I'm gonna put them.
Yeah.
Like, we'll sweatshop your kids so the parents can go shoot together, and you leave your kids down here. We'll work them for you. We'll get them. They take the trash. We can get them doing something. I'm sure, right? But that's a cool thing. You can volunteer. If you're running a little low on funds, you want to come out and shoot one of our shoots, come out, and then volunteer. And then you can just have your expenses to get there and stay and go back, and no expenses for your shooting, and you can volunteer and have a great weekend. So, I mean, we just really try to make it available. We have camping, RV, tent spots. There's always there's some lodging accommodations depending on the resort right on site. Some don't have lodging right on site, so you got to find like a VRBO or a hotel 15 minutes away or something like that. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's a whole weekend. And look, it's $65 for one day, $95 for two, $1.25 for three. I mean, you can't beat that, because you could shoot 2 courses per day. So I mean, think about what you go pay to shoot just at your somewhere, and you go shoot 25, or you go pay to do a 40 target comp or something like that. And then, but it has you don't get to ride the lift up and shoot down. You don't get the whole deal. The dinner's extra. That's $50 for the Pope and Young dinner. But the proceeds pay for the meal and go to the rest of it goes to Pope and Young. But the movie night's free. The cornhole is free to watch, but it's all a donation to enter your team to play. Tons of killer prizes to win from all our sponsors, and all that. And so it's in the competition on Saturday is also a la carte. So those are our 3 a la cartes that we have. Otherwise, everything else is included. So I mean, you can still go have a great time on that $65.95 $1.25 and come away with a great weekend. I mean, you're going to meet a ton of new people in your life, and lots of the peeps. They're just, archery people are kick ass. You're just good people. All the way through.
Hey, you go there, you're like, I'm gonna have a lot in common with every person here.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall into somewhere for sure.
And most of our,
I mean, we go ahead.
I was gonna say, most of our shoots around here are like $10, but if I went to a shoot and it was gonna be like 20 or 30, but it was gonna be a really exceptional like target, and I've seen some of the targets on your guys' Instagram page, and they look great, and like paying the $65 would be nothing, because I know I'm going to get a great looking target to shoot at every single time that I go to the next one, and I think that'd be definitely
you're going
worth
for
it.
an adventure there. You're paying to shoot, but you're also paying for the adventure part of it. For a guy like us to go there, to go up in the mountains and have that scenery, you would be so out of your element every shot.
Oh,
it would be just
killer.
An absolutely blast. I mean, for the guys out west, they're kind of probably in their element. So for hunting, probably can't beat it for getting ready, for the season. But for us, it would be a complete adventure, something out of the box and I've been to Idaho. I've been, to Libby right there on the border up north, and Sandpoint, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
You know exactly where we're at. We're right there.
Yeah. Beautiful area, man. And
I tell you,
unbelievable.
So when we got up to that mountain, I went up there actually sight unseen. I chose that mountain, went up there sight unseen. I had someone else look at it, and they said, yeah, it's great, and it's a great mountain. But they didn't really go up on the mountain and and look at it from like a target setting perspective. Like, the woods are thick. Like, it was hard to really set those 150 targets on that mountain. I mean, because it was more work than normal for us. But it was cool because it actually offered and provided some pretty pretty cool shot opportunities because we had to totally manicure almost every shot. So it worked out pretty neat. But my family was like, and then it rained a lot while we were setting up. And it was like, dude, it was crazy. You'd have to ask my kids about this one. I went down this run and I got this little side by side and a trailer full of targets, and I'm going down this run and I'm like, well, we can go a little further and then we'll cut through right here. And I get down there and I'm like, oh man, I went just a little further. Yep, a little further was too steep. And man, it got a little rodeo. I had to unhook that, take all the targets off, and my kids, they're like, this sucks. So we're taking them all off. We unhook the trailer and I turn around and I got to go up and I got to winch the trailer all the way up and all this stuff. And I tell the kids, I'm like, no, you just can't. Look, I'm like, look on my phone. No, just cut through the woods with the targets right there. Just the one right there. Just right there. And it's so thick. They can't even walk through there. I mean, it was crazy.
It's always just right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you look on your phone, it's just right there.
Yeah.
It's just right there.
For that 100 guys.
We'll just cut through the center. It's just right there. Yeah. No big deal.
87 ravines in between you and where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like in your binos. No, it's just right there.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. So it was, it's fun. I tell you, man, cruising around with my family and my kids and going to do this has been so much fun, you guys. I mean, we've had such a great time. I mean, this time I'm going out on the road full time with my 20-year-old daughter, my two 17-year-old boys, and my 14-year-old son, and a couple of my right-hand men, and my mom, and then everybody else is kind of dipping in and dipping out for the events. My wife, my oldest daughter, a couple other people will be kind of coming and going, but our core of us on the road, and I'm going to get this big trailer, and we're building a living unit in the front, and it'll have a full kitchen, living unit, shop in it, and it'll carry everything we need. And so in between these events, I have about 9 days. And so we're going to cruise around, and we're going to park that thing and use it as base camp. Nice. And we're going to go adventure and go check stuff out. And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. All that family time, and then you get to do what you love, and setting up, and like you said, seeing the people enjoy it, and having people enjoy an idea like the Pope and Young course. I think that is brilliant. To be able to shoot all those record book giant, or elk, moose. You're telling us about the moose being 3 yards. I mean, that's just super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean, there's 3 moose, 5 caribou, right? And then you've got, your muley, your whitetail, your coos, your Columbia blacktail, your Sitka blacktail. Got your pronghorn, and mountain goat. Let's see what else is in there. And you got your bears and your cougar. Gosh, I don't know. I'm pretty much there. I think I'm probably forgetting something. Oh, yeah. And the caribou are amazing. I mean, it's just that it's so cool. All the sheep. Yep. You got your sheep too. So you got your 4 sheep. And that's just, man, they're so big. God, they're so big. They're just amazing. They're just giant. The Rocky Mountain Bighorn is just a bruiser. I mean, it's almost unfair. They just make these targets small. I mean, but this cool thing is developing this course. I'm up in the game. We core all our animals in between shoots. I mean, we recore, we repaint. I mean, that's what you will have a quality target. You will have. You shoot that target, you won't have a pass through. You'll have a nice pull. It's a good target, great looking animal, good one-piece construction. You won't have to put the antlers back on. You won't have to readjust it and make it stand up. You don't do that. You go shoot, you have a great time, and you'll get to shoot. You could shoot 50 targets in a day. 50 great epic targets, all on this awesome mountain. And as we move Midwest and East, I mean, we're hoping we can stay on mountains somewhat. I mean, obviously that's kind of our gig, but not every state. We just want to find that when we get to your state, we're just going to enjoy the mountains you have. That's it.
Yeah.
We can make the best of that. We will.
You're gonna have to search
do.
hard if you ever come around. You're gonna have to get in some ravines in the timber because there ain't nothing. But Wisconsin, you get up in Wisconsin, they got some nice hills up there. That'd be a good place to have it.
Had to bring in some dirt, huh?
Yeah, you do have to bring in some dirt because there ain't a mountain anywhere close to me.
hold our event over at the motocross track.
Yeah. We got some ravines that are pretty deep, but you'd have to get in the old strip mines, or go up in Wisconsin. Yeah. That's about the only hills you're going to get around here.
We've looked at Wisconsin a little bit. I mean, you guys know Brian Austin with Beast Mode Archery. You guys know him?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we do.
Yeah,
no.
You'll have to check him out. Great dude, man. He's one of my favorite gingers. And he lives up in Wisconsin and does some events up there. He's got a couple shoots this summer called the BMAC Games. It's a Beast Mode Archery Challenge Games. It's it's almost like archery meets a little bit of tactical kind of train to hunt thing. It's pretty sick.
Nice.
And then and the one he's got coming up, he's got swap meet, dinner. I mean, he's doing all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a good weekend for him. He's a cool guy. But I was talking to him today, and we've been thinking about going to Wisconsin. But I'll be honest, I think we're probably going to end up on that Minnesota side just a little bit, just because there's just like you say, there's better mountains, and geographically, our other shoots that we're hoping to have will be, just inside of Montana. So that's a pretty good stretch just to even get to the eastern side of Minnesota. Like, if you just kind of look around a map, kind of how we kind of want to be.
Montana is long. I drove all the way across that thing. Sandpoint, Idaho, all the way down 80, all the way back to Illinois. So it is a long ways. Yeah.
You guys think it's long just because you guys can cross states here and one after the other. Like it's nothing.
It's like a day to cross Montana. You're like, I'm still in Montana. Oh. It's almost as bad as North Dakota. North Dakota isn't very long, but it's rough. That is one of the roughest states to get through.
There's nothing to look at. Same thing with South Dakota. There's nothing out there. It's just a car. That's it. That's all you got. Same thing as West Texas. There's nothing.
Yeah.
West Texas is the same way. Armadillo take you out there. That's the only damn thing to get in your way.
That and a cow.
Yeah. All right. Well, for some flatland guys like us, if we were going to go out to this, you were talking about having some gear. You're going to be in the mountains. What do we need to expect, and what's some stuff that we could do now, and what's some stuff that we could bring to kind of make the trip better?
Well, I think the thing you could do now is just shoot off the top of your roof, shoot uphill, shoot off unlevel footing. You're definitely going to want to be dialed into about 80 yards, probably. You don't have to really go much more than that. I might have a couple over that I'll have some over 100, but for the most part, if you can tape to 100, that'd be good. But otherwise, 80 is pretty decent. I mean, if you're still stacking pins, I'm sorry, you should have an HHA single pin by now, so that you can go to 100 yards pretty easy. That I'd work on that. You just want to have a little longer game. And you just want to definitely make sure your bow's tuned up and in check. You want to make sure if you have a third axis, you want to make sure it's right, so that you're trusting that bubble and you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then aside from that, equipment, bring a few dozen arrows, come prepared. I mean, you can always buy my arrows, from Aerotech if you want, or, from whoever, and at the event, and get them fleshed up and get them done. But, it's better just to bring your own stuff. Cheaper in the long run, I think. And sorry, sponsors, but it's the reality of the deal. Bring arrows. It's good to bring a pack with hydration. On the mountains, we always encourage you to bring sunscreen, bug repellent, plenty of water, extra arrows. Let's see. I'm sure my my family will listen to this and be like, and this and this and this. For me, it's mostly just coming prepared to go into the outdoors, right? So just use common sense. But on these big shoots on these mountains, it's awesome to put your extra arrows in a backpack, or, things like that, and have hydration, have some snacks, have stuff for you and your family, yourself, to go out and about. And then from there, you got to have great footwear, right? So don't come breaking a brand new pair of boots at my event. You're not going to be stoked. I mean, most of it's all downhill travel for the most part, but there is some uphill, some hiking involved. I mean, obviously, even if you're going downhill, I'm going to make you shoot uphill, so you're going to have to hike up to get your arrow. So, you got to imagine you're on the side of a mountain. So that's really important. Rain gear is good. Comfortable clothes. Just like me, I bring a backup release everywhere I go. I just bring tools, adjust my sight, do this, do that. I mean, there's people there that can help you do that, but some people, I just like to tweak my own stuff, right? And then aside from that, I would say physically, you need to be in shape. I mean, and then I would start taking this thing from Wilderness Athlete. It's called Altitude Advantage. I recommend it to everybody, any of my friends that come up, even if they're coming from 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 feet. It doesn't matter. I live at 7,800 feet. I hunt at 10, 11, 12. I take it to go up there, and I live there. I scout up there all the time, but when I'm going to go up there for 5 days a week or something and go pound the hill, I know my body's going to appreciate it. And so this Altitude Advantage kind of helps you get ready for that, and will really curb the idea of the whole altitude sickness. So if you work on that, I think you'll thank me for that. And then just hydrate, plenty of rest. You're going to grind to leave to come out here. So, that's what we all do, right? We work our jobs, we take care of our wives, our families, we do our thing. And so, if we're going to take time off, we're stacking it on one end or the other, right? So just be careful. Come refreshed, come prepared. Don't come wasted, tired. You'll still have fun and you'll do well, but your body might not appreciate you for it. So, just that's kind of it. And then otherwise, just mentally come ready to have a lot of fun. I'd say that's about it.
Yeah, come ready. You're not going to your normal bow shoot. You're going on an adventure. So you're come prepared to have fun and go on an adventure. For us, like I said, it'd be completely out of our element, something that any of our listeners that are from the Midwest, if they went and did it, I think it would step their archery game up hugely compared to you would come back to a 3D shoot here and you'd be like, man, I'm whooping all my buddies.
Yeah.
This is chump change now. Yeah. So I think it'd be, like I said, just an absolute blast of a time. It would almost be like, and if a guy wanted to go out west and for a hunt, this would be an awesome thing to prepare him. If he was from the Midwest and he was like, man, next year I'm going to go out on a hunt. I've maybe never been out there, never shot my bow, but I'm going to go to this archery fest and shoot 100 times, 200 times in the mountains. And then, like you said, you got that course where it's set up as real as hunting as you can get. There's huge value into that as someone that's going to go out on an elk hunt or a mule deer and have remotely kind of no idea what they're doing. They're just going to go out there. At least they'd have some time shooting in that situation. That'd be hugely valuable, I think.
How long are these courses taking the shooters to complete?
It depends. I mean, they're 2.5 to 4 hours. It depends on the mountain. Some mountains are a little shorter, some are a little longer, from the top to the bottom. So, but not that long, really. I mean, I think last year, like Idaho, we were getting courses done in 2.5, 3, So, we stagger. We send people up in 6-person groups, and they go, and they're staggered 15 minutes apart from each other going up. So we spread you out on the mountain pretty good to where you're not, as long as you're not shooting 3 times or, being Joe Hollywood, filming yourself and your crew and backing up the whole world on the mountain. Everybody should come down the hill and have a great time, not run into each other, not get backed up, not have to wait, that kind of thing. 6 people shooting, doing their thing, their normal gig, goes pretty good. The time it gets backed up is you get a group of trad hunters stuck in the middle of, 6 pro dudes on one end and, 6 sharpshooters on the other side. And we usually have to make a quick adjustment right there because it's just not going to work out. But, but at the same time, those people, they get it. The trad guys right away will be like, yeah, pass us. They've done this before. So
the trad guys are so laid back anyways as it is.
They're laid back. Yeah, because they have to be laid back because they got to take plenty of time to go look for their arrows. They never shoot just one. So, I've learned a lot the last couple of years about trad shooters. So I got a good surprise for trad shooters next year. They're going to be really stoked next year at MAF because I've created something in my mind I'm going to make next year that this is going to be a nice course just for them, and they're going to dig it. I mean, even compound shooters would like to shoot it, but it'll be really, really trad friendly. So
nice.
They can shoot 3, 4, or 5 arrows per shooting station and then spend all day looking for them. I don't care, and everybody will have a great time.
Well, let the listeners where they can find you, your socials, and where they can find some more information about.
So Mountain Archery Fest can be found on Instagram, Facebook, and at mountainarcheryfest.com for the time being. We haven't really explored too many other places at this point. You can find us on Eastman's Elevated podcast and the Whitetail Legacy podcast.
Nice.
That's where you can find me.
Right on. Well, just another shout out to you for chasing, your passion and starting this. Like homie said at the beginning, people talk about, man, it'd be really cool if I did this or did that. And that's kind of how this podcast started. We're like, man, it'd be cool if we had a podcast. We'd learn a bunch of stuff. We would get to meet people. And then we did it just like you. You're learning stuff about trad guys. You're meeting stuff. You're making an event for people to go to that. If there isn't guys out like you creating this stuff, people could never have that experience of going and shooting all the world-class Pope and Young trophies ever, So huge shout out to you. I know it's a ton of work, it sounds like, for you guys, but it sounds like it's a labor of love with you and your whole family. So just a shout out to you for putting it on, and hopefully,
thank you.
If you do get a little bit closer, I mean, it'd be about 20. We'd have to fly if we were going to it for us, But
well,
hopefully, you get a little closer. We'll make it out there. Like I said, I would love to shoot it. And like I said, when my kids get a little bigger, it would definitely be an adventure for them that they would remember forever when they went out in the mountains and shot with their dad. So,
well, you need to start putting in for hunt. You need to start putting in for hunts out there, see? And then when you draw the tags or whatever, then you can go out and shoot MAF and scout at the same time.
Yeah.
You
I like
scout,
that.
you
I like
really
that.
shoot. It's all one trip, and then, it's a little less on the wife,
Yeah.
on the home balance, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I can see a lot.
Like I
said, I can see a lot of Midwest guys that are interested in hunting out there, just interested in learning a little bit more about it, really being huge to go out there and shoot that many times in the scenario.
We've got some, Feed the Obsession Outdoors guys. They're all over the place out here in the Midwest, really. But just a big collection of bros, just going outside, getting it done. But those guys carpooled in a minivan, man, from goddamn Tennessee all the way out there. Yeah, dude. It was like, I don't remember what they said. I think it was 24, 26, 27 hours or something in a minivan, man. And there was like 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 6 of them in there. That's the way to do it.
That's
for
all,
everybody. Everybody out east, man. That's the way to do it, man. Just throw all your gear in the back with a bunch of boys and motor.
Yeah.
I mean, they straight flat drove it right on through, man. It was great. And you have to check out their stuff, man. They've got a really kick-ass 3-part series of coming out to Purgatory on YouTube. It's Feed the Obsession Outdoors, and those guys, that'd be a cool place for you to just check out the Pope and Young course. I mean, like, see the videos, see the mountain, the whole thing. It's just a great time. So
right on.
I don't mean to name drop those guys on your podcast, but they're the ones that came out and filmed it all.
Yeah, we always want to share the love. We want everybody to grow. That's part of it. That's the best thing about having a podcast. Is we can, people want to get something out. This is a great avenue for. They know if someone's listening to this, they're going to be like-minded people that are probably going to enjoy, going out and shooting their bow. So
that's right.
That's why we loved having you on. We don't want to take up your whole night, man. We know you got some driving to do,
good.
But safe travels for you, and we appreciate you coming on.
Hey, right on, man. I appreciate you guys. And, hey, this is Brandon Waddell, and I'm on Whitetail Legacy Podcast. Let's go.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed that episode. If you can make it to any of this event, they would be absolutely incredible. He said Whitetail 10, right?
Yes, Whitetail 10 is a promo code. Get you 10% off of the entry fee to shoot on any of the events for this year.
So he wanted to give kind of a gift to our listeners, just to say thank you for sitting through the podcast, listen to him. 10% off any of the shoots. If you do make it out there, use Whitetail 10 and 10% off any 1, 2, or 3 days. So that's pretty awesome. Like I said, just a really cool event that if he never would have got his family involved, been passionate about it, never would have, come to fruition. How do you say that?
Fruition.
I'm terrible. Yeah, okay. Homie nailed it. I haven't messed up on a podcast like that in a while. So I got to give the listeners something to really laugh about. Be like, God, this guy is terrible.
Well, they know what you mean.
But,
so.
they know what I mean. We hope you guys enjoy this episode and listen to us ramble. Like I said, we're excited to bring this year's content to you. Like we always say, try to do the right thing, leave a legacy, and Whitetail Legacy is out.